Evening, Ryan Vertical, 30 Hayes Lane. Basically, I think the mayor and the police chief and the highest ranking person at the code enforcement that they should resign, just over Sherman Hills alone, not counting all the other stuff. I'd like to know if anybody was ever reprimanded from code enforcement for the fact that Sherman Hills wasn't inspected for 2 years. I think the lack of answers that I get for Hawkeye is ridiculous. I have the mayor saying one thing and I have the police chief saying something completely different. I asked the mayor on the LA Tyrone show about the Hawkeye camera system. He was talking to me for about 45 seconds, and then I got hung up on, of course. It's crazy to me, the answers that I get from this police chief. He doesn't seem like he wants to be held accountable. You know, he says he's not going to tell an investigator how to do his job. What is the purpose of a police chief then? You know, Mr. Barrett, Mr. George, you were the police chiefs in the past. You know, I'm sure that's part of the job. But, hold on one second. Got a couple notes here. You know, I wish more people on the council would speak up, you know, about stuff, because the problems here, they're not just going to fix themselves, you know, like the towing contract and these contracts where the mayor and the police chief are the sole people in the contracts. How can we get rid of something like that? I think the city council should be in charge of that. Is that something that the people could vote on in the next election or something like that? Because to me, that's really important, because, you know, nothing's going to happen if people don't speak out. Where would we be as a country if people like Mr. Walsh, I know he left 65 years ago, if they didn't speak up and say, you know what, what's going on in this world is wrong and we need to do something about it. If they didn't go over and fight, we wouldn't be here right now. And, you know, as far as the casino money goes and that money that we get, that money should go towards roads, parks, you know, public safety. The fact that Kings and Wilkes are getting that money is outrageous. $30,000 a year to go there. And those places, they need money from us, from the Hawkeye camera system, millions of dollars. I'm sorry, you know, it's just ridiculous. How many, you know, the chief said there were pictures released. Everybody that I talked to at that time, they said that there were no pictures released to the public. I know I saw one on Facebook that was released, but, you know, I'd like to know how much money was spent on that total. You don't have to give it to me today, you know, because I know I'm putting you on the spot. But I would like to know how much it is. And, you know, I would like to see this city recognize people like Bob Palabowski and other people that try to stop crime, because I think that they should get credit for that, because we need to start looking out for each other, you know. And like the guy was talking about Kirby Park, why not put like a police substation there? Use the casino money for that instead of just throwing it away, you know. But one more thing. You know, as far as like the rental houses go, can you guys like pass something where you put like a paper on the house with the landlord's info, like the contact information? You know, because I think that would be a good idea, if possible. But that's about it, guys.
Well, just on the casino money, we all, at least council knows that a lot of that money, or projects that qualify for that money, are the ones that create jobs. Sure, we could use it, putting more police officers on. I'd be the first one to say, let's do it. But that's not where that money goes. That money goes to strengthen the community and get more jobs going. So we have our hands tied. We get, the administration will get a list of applicants, and they will tell what projects that they're working on and how many jobs it's going to create. And that's the ones that the administration deems successful are the ones that are submitted in hopes of securing some of that funding from the gaming committee. It's just not money to use wherever you want it.
Yeah, but I mean, look
I
at
kind of agree with Ryan there.
I agree.
I'm against the Wilton Kings. They don't pay taxes to the city. They pay money in lieu, but the casino money was given to ease the tax burden on the public, not on Kings and Wilkes. And I still, you know, I vote against that all the time, but if, you know, like I said, we can fix the Franklin Street Creek wall, join with Hanover, and combine the gaming funds and fix that wall. But no, that'll put jobs in, and it'll protect half of Hanover and half of the city. But we don't apply for that. We apply for Kings and Wilkes. And you know, that's a sore spot for me. But
I agree with you, Tom, but that decision is made up much higher than us. That's made on the state level.
I know, but we never applied for it.
Well, if I could say something, because Franklin Street is District A.
Right, it's yours.
We are applying for monies to fix
That's
Well,
federal.
let me finish, Tony. We're applying for monies to fix that flood protection area. I've been working with Senator Casey, Mr. Cartwright, Mr. Yashin, Yishak, Mr.
Stop this and you won't need friggin' flood walls, okay? Because I found out the 72 flood was caused by this.
There are things that we're working on to try to improve the flood protection there.
These people,
And there are grants that we're applying for, and there are things that we're doing to improve that.
reaction
But-
solution is.
But are they gaining grants?
There's other grants that we're going
It's a little bit
I
different from
understand what you're
it's
saying, and not that we can't use gaming grant money for other things, but you have to understand something also, that some of the issues that come before council, okay, with the type of government we have, strong mayor form of government, we don't have, the opportunity to correct things when you come to tell. We go to the mayor's office and work through the mayor's office and get some things resolved. I'll give you an example. Someone called me up and says, Councilman Brown, I have an issue with whatever. What I do is I go down, I look at it and make sure it is correct, and then I contact someone from the mayor's office and say, I need your help getting this corrected. Our duties here are different from the mayor's duties, just like the controller, okay? If someone asks for some information from the controller, that's something that you would get from the controller, okay? It's just like if there's issues that you or anyone else brings up that may be related to the mayor. That's why Mrs. McCormick's here. That's why the mayor's here, so that you can, it's a city council meeting, but there are things that we don't control as city council.
So the mayor's totally in charge of that casino money. I understand what you're saying, Mike, but
The casino money is probably a misnomer. It's probably any nonprofit, correct me if I'm wrong, can't apply for funding from those funds. You can submit an application, and as was mentioned, we do not make that decision as to who gets that and who doesn't.
well, who does them? So the mayor is solely in charge of that.
No, the mayor doesn't determine that either. Every nonprofit in the city of Wilkes Barre can submit an application, every one of them, including the city itself, and the decision is made as to how that money is going to be dispersed at the state level. Some are successful, most probably aren't.
So say Wilkes will submit for money and
For a
then
new
it's...
building or whatever, they can, sure.
Alright, but I mean, I understand what you're saying, Mike, but look at Kingston, they got that paver that was $500,000, you know, why don't we have something like that? Our roads are terrible, you know, that's what really irks me when I open up the paper and I see Wilkes and Kings getting millions of dollars and this Hawkeye camera system getting millions of dollars, and the parks look like crap, the streets look like crap, there's houses that could be torn down with that money. I mean, it's creating jobs, but
We have a grant writer, and the administration is constantly looking for any source of revenue to address those that you're talking about. That is their job to do that, from wherever it may be, whether it's casino money, whether it's DCED money, or wherever the grant money may be, or other sources of funding to address those projects. And we agree with you, there are a lot of things that need to be addressed, and Mrs. McCormick, I'm sure, agrees, and we look for any revenue that we can find to do that. But unfortunately, those revenue sources over the years have diminished, as you know. The amount of funding that is available, everything from liquid fuels to DC, that has gone away. You've been involved in this for many, many years, and you certainly can attest
Revenue sharing.
that it has gone, it's either diminished or totally gone away, leaving us kind of on our own as to how to address these issues financially. I think the piece of equipment you mentioned in Kingston came about as some sort of cooperative agreement between municipalities, which I completely applaud them for doing that, and the city looks for any other cooperative agreements that would help us as well.
I think with the gaming monies, we have to compete with everybody else. A city our size, if we went in for roads, we wouldn't get it, okay? These smaller communities, especially the west side, they have a cooperative agreement, and then there are many more beneficiaries. But I would love, I'm sure everyone in the administration, everyone sitting here would love to get money to do roads, but it's not competitive and we wouldn't get it. So it's that type of thing.
Okay.
You know, and it's too bad. I think there are things that need to be done in the city of Wilkes Barre. That would be great. I'm agreeing with you. But,
yeah, I mean, I understand money is tight, but I mean, that's why it shouldn't go towards Kings and Wilkes. But could you answer my other questions about Sherman Hills, if anybody's written up? Or if you can not answer that, I'm
I
sure.
don't know, it's a personnel issue, I don't know, yeah.
You guys don't know? And what about as far as like the rentals go, and if you could tell me, Mr. George or Mr. Barrett, take 20 seconds, what a police chief, what their job duties are, I'd appreciate it.
Job description for police chief, so
You run the police department.
the overall administrator.
So you tell the police,
You
the
tell
other
the
police
police
officers what to do.
Yeah.
Alright.
You sign the schedule, sign the assignment.
Somebody should tell Mr. Desoy that then.
Well, thank you very much.
What about the rental thing, Mr. Barrett, I'm sorry? Putting a paper on a building, is that doable or
There
not?
is a rental ordinance, so you've probably seen it. It's quite lengthy. It does require the rental property to find specific information, who the property manager is, who the owner of the property is, and even who the tenants are. It's a very strong ordinance. It goes along with the inspections.
Well, I mean, you guys should
One of the
make
things
it,
that we've talked about, and I'm not cutting it off, but one of the things we did talk about in the past is some sort of identification sticker, similar to an inspection sticker you would see on a car.
yeah.
Like, put on the front of the rental property to identify them by number and show that it was inspected. I still believe that's a good idea.
Well, I think you guys can make it stronger, you know, definitely give the landlord's number, I don't think that's asking for too much, but thank you.
We do have